Now let's start in action. As you can see, this is the software I'm using. It's Visual Code Studio. Visual Studio Code. Sorry. You can use any software you want. Now let's begin by the first section we usually use for in any programming language print. To print the text, we can use either double quotes or single. It's the same. It's almost the same in Python. So I'm writing hello Python, and we run the program. Start without debugging for me. This is the use of Visual Studio Code. You can use other softwares. I prefer this software because it's lighter. And you can see it displays here hello Python in the terminal where it displays the output. And as you can see, it's very easy to use Python, and which is not the case for other programming languages. Now, one important thing to keep in mind, you have to be careful for spaces. As you can see, let's done some space here. We have an error. We can sorry, this is not the corresponding code. Let's run again. And now it shows an error. You have to respect indentation. Spaces are so important. Even if we try to use the tab space, it shows the same error. It says here unexpected indent, which is not the case for other programming languages. You don't have to respect the space. You put the code between braces, and which is not the case in Python. In Python, the indentation is so important. It decides which block you are working on. This is it. Now let's add something. We will add /n for this text. This text is a type of string. We will see data types later, and now we use /n. /n means new line which is empty. Will be empty in the display. It will be used in many cases for displaying outputs or even writing in files. Let's duplicate this line and we see what happens exactly to clearly understand what it does. /n. As you can see, there is a space here which is empty. Line which is empty. This is it. And now let's talk about an important thing, which is the data types in Python. Data types, they are really important in any programming language. So as you can see, let's start by integers. Let's introduce integers. Usually in programming languages, you have to specify the data type. For example, in Java or C or C++, you have to type int x is equal to something. But in Python, it is not the case. You just write for example, let's do this int v1 equal 5. It doesn't work in Python. It won't understand it. All you have to do is just type v1 equal 5, and if we want to print it, it prints correctly. Let's see the output. You can see 5. It is an integer. Let's check the type of this variable. We write type, and we can see the output, how it will be. It shows class int. Int means integer. So the compiler will automatically create space in memory that corresponds to the data type. We will see how to declare other data types. Here we adjust this display. In print, it can handle many parameters separated by colon. As you can see here, it writes 5 is class integer. It's an integer. Let's declare a new variable v2 equal to 5.0. they are the same. Theoretically they are the same. Let's see what happens in programming, in Python programming. Let's run this line and we can see the output. It will display 5.0 is a class float. Now we can see what the does. 5.0 is exactly the same as 5, but it has the dot. Then the compiler will automatically generate a float. And now let's introduce you the complex variables with equal to 5 plus 0j, and we can see the site type now it's a complex complex variable. 5 plus 0j is class complex. Let's change this value. This is how to use the complex variables in Python. They are really important for engineering. You can see 5 plus 1.1j is class complex. And one thing to clarify here, for those who are used to use the C language, the data types are just normal types. They are not classes, but in Python they are classes. We will see the usefulness of this feature in later videos. Now we will concentrate just on types and how we can use them. And now let's introduce you the string data type to display texts. Texts are really so important in programming. Let's type this text one, hello, whatever. Hello, Python is funny. It's easy. Let's use easy. And then we print the text one. It will show the text as it is now. Hello, Python is easy in the terminal window. As you can see here, we have hello, Python is easy. And now let's visualize the type of this text. Let's see which class it corresponds. Now we type is, and then we can use both plus or comma, but there is a difference because when you use a comma, we are saying that it is a parameter to pass to this function, but when we're using the plus, it's an operation, and we will talk about both of these techniques later. Now let's just focus on the implementation and the outcome. Now you can see that's an error because we are not adding a string into a string. When we use plus, the types must be the same. We add the string to a string, it's concatenation, but here our type is not a string, so let's convert it using the str method. Let's convert it to a string. Now it works. We see this function later. And the plus, what it does exactly. Now let's just focus on the types. Now we can see hello, Python is easy. This text is a string, and we can use the comma, but without any problem, without transforming it to string. The Python does the job. There is an error. I forget this plus. Let's take it off. Now let's run again. Python is easy. This text is a class string, str. str is the class string simply. Now these are the common data types in Python. Let's now see how we can convert convert a data type to another. This feature is so useful because we will be using, for example, the text processing. Let's use again the str function. We declare new variable v4. It's a string version of v3, and let's display this variable and its corresponding type. Let's run this file. It says its class string 5 plus 1.1j is a class string. It was complex variable and now it is a string. This is the conversion bit from the complex to the string data type. Let's declare a new variable v5. It is a complex version of v4. So we transform v3 to a string, then we transform again the text into a complex. And we can see now 5 plus 1.1j is class complex. You can see how much is easy to use data conversion in Python. It's very easy. I mean, you don't need advanced functions or something like that. You just write what you need, simply what you need. v4 equal str v1, v5 equal complex v4. Now let's convert the variable 1 and convert it to a string. It's the same thing for any data type. Now it will become a string class. I think it's clear, it's easy. You don't have to worry for the mechanism how it works in reality, but it's so easy. Now let's introduce you the operations. I will talk about operations later. Let's just use some here. For example, we have let's add the string to an integer. Now we can easily see that it shows an error. We can't actually add the string to an integer. It is not possible in programming languages, even Python. The compiler won't understand this. We have to convert the text into integer. For example, this for its string version of v1, which is 5, and then we transform it to an integer and add to it 1. We can see the result is 6. This is a simple data conversion from the string class into an integer class. And that's it. Now let's go further, and I have already done this. Let's go further and see what happens for floats. For example, we have v6 is a string. It contains 3344. v7 equal to double. No, there is no double in Python. Float v6. We print the v6 and its type as we have done before. v7 is we forget the comma. v7 is comma type of v7. Let's see what happens in the display window. It shows the 3344.0. The compiler adds .0, and now it's float. It's not text, and this this is a very powerful feature of Python. It's easy to use, which is not the case for other programming languages. It's really hard. It's harder to convert data types. Now let's introduce you the Boolean types. Boolean, it takes just two values. You can't I mean either 1 or 0, but in Python you have to specify, because when you type directly v8 equal to 1, it will be considered as an integer. It's not a boolean. You have to write true and false. First letter will be a capital. This is a reserved keyword in Python, and this is how you declare booleans in Python. Let's check the value and its type. v8 is type. Let's see what happens. Class bool, it's boolean, and this is it. You can't just write v8 equals 1. It doesn't work. It works, but it will be an integer which takes more memory than the boolean type. Let's try this by v9. But we can convert the integer into a boolean. If we write here 1, the v10 will be true. Let's check it. Now true is class boolean. True is the value of v10, but not just 1. Any number will be converted to true unless it is more than 1, more than 0. But when it is 0, now it will be considered as a false. Now you can see that false is class boolean. This can be used to check whether the data is 0 or no. And now we have seen the data types we need in Python, how we can convert between types. You can see how much Python is powerful in this stuff. It's really easy. It's not hard. Now that's it for this video. In the next video we'll talk about operations on data. I hope you enjoyed it, and see you in the next video.